Hi, Peace with Endo community. How are you today? Thanks for taking the time to watch the replay of this video. If you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I do always check back on those when I'm done. In case you're new to the page, my name is Aubrey Daimler. I am an author and wellness coach who helps women with endometriosis to naturally manage pain, increase energy, and find peace with endo. So I wanted to chat a little bit today about the new endometriosis awareness campaign that's going on right now. You may have seen this on television. So I've seen a lot of ladies happy about this, which is good. It's great that we are getting more endometriosis awareness out there. I've seen the commercials for this on network TV. I've also seen it on Hulu, if you have Hulu. So you may have seen these as well. If you have, drop me a yes in the comments below. And if you are watching me live or you're watching the replay, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. So I wanted to chat a little bit more about this today, just to build more awareness about the intention behind this existing endometriosis campaign. Because yes, on the surface, this is great. We are getting more awareness out there. So the commercials are very much going over the symptoms of endometriosis, whether that be super painful periods or whether you're having pain with sex or bowel issues, whatever it may be. It is bringing awareness to the general public about this. And the message overall is to talk to your doctor about endometriosis. And there's a website called speakendo.com. So you may or may not have seen this, you may or may not have checked out the website. But there is one thing that irks me a little bit about this whole campaign, and I just wanted to chat about that a little bit today, because I find myself repeating this in my private group, so I just wanted to bring it out to the general public, maybe raise some conversation about this. So the campaign is sponsored by AbbVie, which is a major pharmaceutical company. You may or may not have heard them. And right now they are in the development of a new drug for endometriosis. I think it's called Elagolix. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Elagolix. So it's going through the process right now through the FDA of getting approved out to market. So it makes sense, right, that we're seeing these commercials on TV. If you know anything about marketing, then you know that it's expensive, right, to market on television. So those that have money to do this are going to be these pharmaceutical companies. So they're very much pushing the website, which is speakendo.com. If you've gone and checked it out, it's great. It does provide some symptoms of endometriosis and some things that are helpful. The only thing that bothered me was getting to the treatment options, right? As somebody who may not know about endometriosis, may be new to this, maybe having the symptoms that they're talking about, they're going to this website to get more information, and the bulk of the treatment options that are offered on there are very much medically driven, right? This is all sponsored by a pharmaceutical company. So the options on there are birth control and painkillers and laparoscopic surgery and GnRH antagonists. So it's important to know that AbbVie's new drug that they're trying to get approved, this Elagolix, I think I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's another GnRH antagonist. So if you are familiar with Lupron, if you're familiar with Zoladex is another brand out there, Cinerel I think is another one, these are similar type drugs. So I know when I first started out hearing about endometriosis, that was the option that was almost immediately provided to me by my gynecologist after the pill was offered over and over again, right? So I ended up getting off the pill as I was getting diagnosed. I was like, hey, is there anything that I can do about this? And she offered me up Lupron. So Lupron is another GnRH antagonist, similar to this new drug that AbbVie is trying to push out to the marketplace. So I know there's different experiences with Lupron. If you have taken it, I would love to hear from you. Drop me some comments, let me know what your experience was. So I know it can go either way. For me, I decided not to go that route after hearing a lot of stories from women who had long-term symptoms by taking Lupron. So it is a short-term fix, but a lot of ladies are having these lifetime symptoms, especially neurologically. So GnRH, if you're not familiar with this, I have written about this on the blog in the past about what it is, how it works in your body. So I'll drop a link to that when I'm done here, just if you want to read more about GnRH and how it works in your body, because I'm a big advocate for understanding these things, right? And knowing if you're going to put something in your body, really being educated about the pros and cons of that and what the longer term symptoms of it may be. So for me, I decided not to go that route, just hearing so many horror stories of women that took Lupron and ended up having these long-term symptoms. I know if you do more research on this, there's lawsuits that are going on against the company. There's a whole Lupron victims group on Facebook where people are just sharing their stories about this. So it's good to be aware. I know that's not everybody's experience. I know some ladies have taken it and found short-term relief. So it is essentially a band-aid on the symptoms. So GnRH is a hormone that is released from neurons in your brain, and it very much impacts your limbic system. So that's your emotions and your mental health and well-being, as well as different processes of reproduction. So GnRH actually communicates with your ovaries, and it's what stimulates ovulation. So the GnRH antagonists are essentially turning that switch off. So it's stopping that communication with your ovaries, and what it does essentially is kick your body into a pretty dramatic menopausal state because you're turning off those sex hormones. So it can be a pretty dramatic switch, and a lot of ladies have quite severe symptoms from this. Again, not everybody, everybody's different. So I've heard different things out there. So I really just wanted to bring this to your attention because yes, it is great that we are getting more endometriosis awareness out there. It's great that we're reviewing the symptoms and getting people in to find out more about this. My concern is that this drug, the company that is promoting this whole endometriosis campaign, is also doing a very strong campaign within the doctor's offices. So I've seen this on other endo pages of people that have been sharing this information about the pharmaceutical reps and how they're really strongly pushing this drug on the doctors. I've seen ladies in my group like, hey, there's this new drug that's coming out that's supposed to help with endometriosis. So the pharmaceutical reps are pushing this very hard in the doctor's offices. So I just wanted you to be aware that this is what this is. It is another GnRH antagonist, similar to Lupron, if you're familiar with that. So just be aware and educated about how this can impact your body, and just know, I guess, what the intention is behind these campaigns. My concern is that, you know, somebody's new, not knowing anything about endometriosis. They're going to this website, they're seeing these choices. Oh, and the other choice that's on there that I didn't mention is a hysterectomy. So they are offering that as a treatment option on this website, which we all know that's not a cure for endo, and it really should be something that's further down the line and not like the initial treatment that's up there, right? Even calling that a treatment, I don't know. I have my opinions about that. So my concern is somebody's new to endo and they're going and they're seeing that these are the only options, right? And there's not a real direction on the holistic way. There is a little blurb at the end like exercise and diet can help, and then you click on the diet thing and there's one girl, it's like, I eat oatmeal for breakfast. That's all that there is on there. So It's unfortunate that there's not a bigger focus on the holistic way, but that's true for the conventional medical system in general, right? So it's important to remember, if you are going that route, if you are going into the conventional medical system, you're going to be offered what they have at hand. And one of those is going to be this GnRH antagonists. If you research Lupron, if you do more digging into this, you see that a lot of doctors get kickbacks and incentives to push these drugs onto you. I can tell you that every week I review the latest articles that are out there about endometriosis. I get Google alerts that come to my inbox, and there are so many articles out there and information about just the industry of endometriosis. You can order these different reports about the growth of endometriosis for these pharmaceutical companies, and it really is a business for them. So unfortunately, a lot of this isn't about the well-being of women. It's really about pushing these drugs that can have lifelong symptoms tied to them. So that's my soapbox for the day. I know this turned into a little bit of a rant, but I hope that it provides some insight and just education about something that's new, that's coming to market soon. Hi, Cassandra Pregabalin. I'm not sure what that means, but thanks for watching. So just know that there is another way. And if you're looking for an alternative option outside of what's pushed in the doctor's office, outside of the drugs, outside of surgery, outside of these, IUDs, the things that are offered, that's really what they have at their disposal. So if you're looking for an alternative option, you really have to step outside the conventional medical system if you are wanting to follow more of a holistic type journey, which more so gets to the root cause of the issue. So a lot of these options that are offered in the doctor's office are really just covering up your symptoms for a short period of time. They're not getting to the root cause of actually healing your body, your mind, your spirit as a whole entity. And it is possible to do that, but it's not a quick fix. It's not something you're going to find in a pill bottle. It takes really looking and changing what you're eating, what you're putting into your body. Hey Sabrina, thanks for watching. Hi Carrie. Thanks for watching, ladies. So it is possible. There is another way. I'm here to support you if that is something that you want to follow. If you're tired of these other options out there, please know that there is another way and it is possible. So if you need help, please reach out to me. I'm here to support you. I hope this was helpful for you. I invite you to share with your friends, tag another endo sister. It's really important for us to get this information and education out there, just so for those that are new to the endo journey, that are new to the word endometriosis, they know that this isn't the only way, and really to know and understand the consequences of some of these drug options that are out there, to really make an informed decision, because that's not always shared with you when these options are presented to you in the doctor's office, right? So I thank you for listening. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Sending you so much love, and we'll chat again soon. All right, bye for now.